It was raining runs, records, and wickets over the weekend in the One Day Cup. So let me quickly tell you all about it because the cricket has been phenomenal. We start on Sunday with the big elephant in the room, the Titans scoring 440 runs. And the craziest thing is that they just did it in 43 overs. The game was rain delayed. 43 overs? 440? Mental stuff. And Luandri Pretorius helped out with his second century in a row for the Titans. And this one included 5 sixes in one over. What? This guy is mental over the season. Only 18 years old, by the way, remember. Rivaldo Mansami also chipped in, high scoring with 126 from just 83 deliveries. Those two for the opening partnership put on 221 runs in 23 overs. Already they are demoralizing the bowlers of the Warriors. What? That is crazy. And then you think it's done. Devil Rivers comes in. He chips in with 75 from 44. You get him out, you're like, okay, maybe we're going to get some reprieve. No, Neil Brandt is also on form. Smanelo Makanya also on it. And all of the batters coming together to put on that 440. In response, the chase was shortened further for the Warriors. They had 32 overs because of that rain. And in those 32 overs, they needed to score 363 runs in 32 overs. Matthew Bretsky tried his best. He got 94 runs, but no one in the Warriors tried to help him out. The scores were a sexy start of 20s, 30s, and that was simply not enough. They ended up being on 251 and lost the game by 111. Just to put it into more context how tough this chase was, if they batted at their rate of 7.8 for all of their 50 overs, the Warriors would have gotten to 392 runs and they still would have fell short of the 440. It's absolutely bonkers, and the Titans take a massive bonus point victory. When we go to Johannesburg, it was the Lions playing the Knights, and it wasn't only just raining rain, it was also raining an insurmountable amount of runs there as well. Jacques Snyman for the Knights put on a performance for the ages. 160 from 118 runs. He and Dominic Hendricks completely took the game away from the Lions. Hendricks coming up with 58 runs, and they put on 292 from a game that was delayed and had 39 overs. Evan Jones did his best. He got his first list A fifer, getting 5 wickets. Awesome job from him. But still, the damage to those run columns was absolutely massive. And the chase was going to be huge for the Lions because they needed 295 from the same 39 overs. The ball was moving around because of the rain that had fallen, and Matthew Pollard and Tian van Vuren made full use of those conditions, taking those wickets early and getting the Lions into deep trouble. It was only Reza Hendricks and Mitchell van Buren who tried their best with respective half centuries of 54, but it was simply not enough because Dane Pete in the middle overs also came in and restricted the Lions to a modest 220, and that saw the Knights win the game by 74 runs. We move on to Paarl, and in Paarl, we've seen Boland use their spin bowlers to absolute maximum effect, turning that place into a fortress, winning 2 bonus point victories there. And so this time they had a date against the Northwest University Dragons, and just when you thought that it would be the spinners who would be dangerous, it was actually Clinton Stillman who raised his hand, and he got 6 wickets for just 18 runs. What? Rian Lerber tried his best. He's been on good touch, getting 80 against the Lions and now backing that up with another 50. But it was just 54, and the scarcity of help around him, Ruben Herman getting 37, was simply not enough as Clinton Sturman went through those forces, getting those 6 wickets, and Mahima, of course, getting a wicket here and then, so as Manak. That put the Dragons on 179 runs. In response, Grant Rolofson continued with his good form on 39, but it was Leon Botha with that 66 from 67 deliveries alongside Nathan Jacobs' gritty 28 that helped The Boland boys get that victory with 2 wickets, and because they chased it in less than 40 overs, they got themselves yet another bonus point victory. So they continue making Boland Park a complete fortress, and now that makes it 3 bonus point victories in 3 at home for Boland as they top the log. The Dolphins started out with a little bit of difficulty in the One Day Cup this season. 2 defeats, and then just when they were on the brink of a victory, they got rained out, and they were on the brink of a relegation talk going down to Division 2. But a sequence of victories have seen themselves come back, and also happened on Friday when they were playing against Western Province down in Cape Town. Their top orders finally all worked as a unit. Jean Smart has been completely sensational. 4 50s in 5 innings, 4 out of 5. Crazy. Bryce Parsons has also been another handy bat, but this time Tsepang Ditole pitched in with another 67. But it was in that middle order where Hanuful Yoon played that 74, and alongside Ethan Bosch's 40, that got the Dolphins to 317 runs. With 318 runs to chase down, a couple of quick wickets happening early for Western Province put them in deep trouble. But the trouble was even further intensified when they lost David Bellingham for 45 runs. A sequence of wickets there with players failing to get to double digits only saw Carl Simmons again with that cameo at the bottom with 30 runs, but it was not enough. 123 is what Western Province ended up being on, and that is 4 defeats now in 5 games for the Western Province outfit. And it was Prenelance O'Brien and Tristan Liss who played a role with the ball for the Dolphins to claim that victory. And so they're getting themselves back into good standing, the Dolphins, and we see how it's going to play out with only 2 games remaining in the season. So Boland sit on top of the log, having won all of their 3 home games by bonus points. So this tells you the clear picture. If they win the game against the Lions on Wednesday, they will have sealed the top 3 contention, so that's playoff for them. And if they win their final game versus the Western Province, they have sealed number 1, and they will have a home final at Paarl where they've won every game by a bonus point. So that is massive incentive for Boland to keep on performing and finish at number 1, because that will maximize their chances of winning the cup. Knights, after defeating the Lions, sit second and have won 3 games in a row now. And so that playoff contention for them is also high, and it's an impressive effort for the team that has just been newly promoted after being relegated 2 seasons ago. So big ups to the team from the Free State. The Warriors and the Titans and the Dolphins all sit close amongst each other with 12 and 11 points. Northwest and the Lions can still technically make it to number 3, but that will be very, very determinant on how other teams play around it. And Western Province are good as out of contention. So that's how it's standing now with 2 more games remaining. We're going to have games coming up this Wednesday, so keep your eyes open on Super Sports, your World of Champions, and also Cricket South Africa's YouTube channel alongside Pitch Vision, where you can catch all of these games happening live this Wednesday. You don't want to miss out. It's going to be a thumping end to what has been an already sensational One Day Cup.